No one noticed Alina when she first walked into Westbrook High. Her soft footsteps barely made a sound on the glossy school floors. Her eyes stayed low, her hoodie stayed up, and her words, if she spoke at all, were no louder than a whisper. But it's funny how people mistake quiet for weakness. That mistake cost them everything. It started one gray afternoon in October. The sky looked heavy, like it was about to rain, and the schoolyard was almost empty except for a group of kids who lived for moments like this. Mason, Lexi, and the others called themselves the Circle. They were rich, bored, and cruel. When they spotted Alina sitting alone under the bleachers, eating her plain sandwich, Lexi smirked. "She's perfect," Lexi whispered to Mason. "For what?" "Our game." They called it Squid Game after the show everyone had binge-watched the year before. But this wasn't TV. There was no prize money. Only humiliation. Every week, the bullies picked someone to play. They'd invent twisted challenges, and if you failed, they'd post the video online. Students lived in fear of being chosen. Alina never thought it would be her. "Hey, quiet girl," Mason sneered the next day, cornering her by her locker. "You're playing next." Alina's fingers tightened around her notebook. Her lips stayed closed. "No backing out," Lexi added, pulling out her phone to record. "Or we'll make it worse." The first challenge was harmless. Red light, green light. They forced Alina to walk across the gym while dodgeballs were hurled at her from all sides. If she flinched, she had to start over. Alina got hit. Again. And again. Her cheek turned red, but she never cried. She stood back up, lips pressed into a flat line, and walked again. This time slower. This time smoother. By the fourth try, no ball touched her. Some of the kids watching started whispering, "She's good." The second challenge was worse. They made her balance on the edge of the school roof, just like the glass bridge from the show. The wind was cold. Her sneakers slipped once, and Lexi laughed. But Alina didn't fall. Her breathing stayed calm. Her steps, controlled. When she reached the other side, she looked straight at Lexi, not scared anymore. By the third day, the entire school was watching. Phones out. Cameras rolling. It wasn't just bullying anymore, it was entertainment. The last challenge was called Final Move. No one had ever made it to this round before. Mason explained the rules in the parking lot, where they'd set up a circle of chalk on the asphalt. "Simple," he said. "Fight me. Knock me out of the circle, and you win." Everyone laughed. Mason was a varsity wrestler. Alina was Alina. Small. Quiet. Forgettable. But what no one knew was this. Alina's father had trained her in judo since she was 5. It wasn't something she bragged about. It wasn't something she posted on TikTok. It was private. Like her pain. Like her life. When Mason lunged, confident and reckless, Alina barely moved. She pivoted. Shifted her weight. And used his own force against him. With a clean throw, a move called suinage, she flipped Mason over her shoulder. He landed flat on his back, wind knocked out of him, sprawled outside the circle. The crowd gasped. Lexi dropped her phone. No one cheered. They just stood there. Speechless. Because for the first time, the quiet girl had taken control. Alina didn't smile. She didn't yell. She just walked away, leaving her bullies in silence, their phones forgotten in their hands. The next day, things changed. Kids still whispered about her, but it was different now. They watched her in the halls, but no one dared mess with her again. Some even nodded at her in respect. Others stayed out of her way. But Alina wasn't looking for attention. She went back to her quiet spot under the bleachers, opening her notebook to a fresh page. At the top, she wrote one sentence. "Sometimes, the best final move is simply standing back up."